Hi everyone, it's Bridget. I have a design team project for craft supplies for you, and it is also a gift for my swap partner. I was in a swap on Inspire Laugh Create Facebook page, and we had to do an altered steampunk configuration box, and the box I had in my stash, so I decided to use this. And let me just show you what I've used. And her favorite color was purple, or is purple. So I incorporated the purple in this box. And I will start right up here. First, I tell you, I gessoed it, and there's layers and layers of paint on this because I could not decide what color to make the box. And I finally just settled on black. I mean, there's a lot of texture on this box too. That I ended up going over. But with my Inca Golds and some metallic purple paint, I kind of blended it all in and tried to make it look as steampunk as I could. So let me get started with the first box. Behind here is one of those, I think they were $1.50 or $2 from Michael's. It's one of those metal typewriters. And this is cut from the paper, and I used 4 different paper pads and pieces from 4 different paper pads, from Tim Holtz to DCWE. I used Tattered Time. I can show you what I used. I used this paper. It's the Tattered Time paper, and I used the Timeless Type Stack from DCWV. And it's just that one that looks like that. And then I used the Tim Holtz Wallflower paper. And like I said, I used just pieces, very little pieces. And I believe I did use, yes, I did use this piece. This is the Menagerie Tim Holtz, and it was this piece with the birds, because that is in there. And then the Laboratory one from Tim Holtz. So just random pieces out of there, and I kind of pieced it all together. So this was fussy cut from the paper, one of the paper lines. Like I said, I don't remember exactly which line. And this raven I had in my stash. The key is from Julie's shop, Craft Supplies for You, and so are these purple flowers here. And then this, my husband had brought home 2 printer trays for me, filled with the alphabets, with these type of alphabets in there. And I used the S here, and if you see, there's an S and there's a T here. So through this whole thing, it spells steampunk. I mean, there's a little extra, like the W is extra, but the paper, you know, I'll show you where, as we go along, the S and the T is part of the steampunk. And then if you move over, and I might have to zoom you back out a little. Okay, if you move over here, this is cork paper right for the hat, and I had, I can't talk tonight. I had stamped the hat on, and then I fussy cutted it out, and I put it there, fussy cut it out. These are 2 bottles I had in my stash, and this one I filled with just little doodads. There's a key in there, there's some screws and nuts and bolts and chain and just a whole bunch of weird stuff. There's a skeleton in there, and then I wrapped wire around it. There's copper wire wrapped around it and I wrapped the wire through the gear here. And of course the E, and then one of these bingo pieces, and there's some beads. You can get these in Julie's shop. Some of her pearl beads. And these are what they look like. And I had put them in the other bottle there. And then just one of Julie's paper flowers right there. And then here, I had used, and usually I go through and show you before I start the trim, you know, everything that I've used. So this is the trim. And like I said, I just took 1 piece off of this trim. And it was just that. And when I fussy cut the woman on here, I kind of put it up there, kind of like a crown. This dress form I had in my stash, and I glittered, and then I embossed it with glitter embossing powder. And I think I have it right here. It is amethyst embossing tinsel. That's what that is. So that's what I did her dress with. And then I had some old spools of thread here, so I put those there. And just a key pull here, or a key pull, a zipper pull here. And the A, of course, is here. There's a wood scissors there and a bobbin, a metal bobbin there. And this is a buckle. And those I had in my stash. And then you move over here. This is the M, so we have the STEAM for steam. Up here, right above this one, is just a butterfly. And Julie does carry these nylon butterflies in her store. This one's not from her store. It was just one that I had in my stash. And I put a skeleton there. And then underneath here is, this is kind of like my, I tried to theme each of these out. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. But this is like my board game kind of thing. I've got the playing card there. I've got the dice here. I've got the chess piece here. And the Scrabble piece here. And then I used these, the metal pipes with the lock here. And then over here, I created this whole thing, and I just absolutely love the way it came out. I put a flat filigree in the back, and these are those light bulbs, like the Tim Holtz light bulbs. And I have one of those starter condensers that I had shown in one of my other videos that I had gotten from the garage sale in the can. And what I did was I wrapped wire around it, and I stuck it in the light bulb so to make it look like this is going to light that up. And then I put some gears here, and there's a clock piece from an actual watch back here. And these are some chipboard clock hands that I had embossed, and one of these little hands, the little pointer hands. And I raised up the 5, and this is fussy cutted from the paper. I don't know if you can, how well you can see it. And then these are paper flowers from Julie's shop. I think this is one of my favorite. This one, and then there's a couple. Anyways, I love them all, I guess. But this is one of my favorites, and there's 2 other ones that are my favorites in here. So the next box has, again, one of these printer pieces here. I put some plastic. These glasses came off of straws that you buy at Michael's. And I bought them for my daughter, and I saved all the glasses. I'm like, oh, they're cool, and I'll use them on a project. So the paper in the back is actually one of those eye charts. So I put the glasses there, and then there's a little steampunk, like, magnifying glass here. There's an ant here. It's a plastic ant I had in my stash. I had to put it there. I just thought it looked pretty neat. And an apple that I put there. And then this bling is from Julie's shop. It is not that color. Mine is silver. And I just used some Tim Holtz alcohol inks, and I inked it up purple. So then the next one, I just, there's a house key back there, my sister's short story. My sister's a realtor, and they had a bag of keys that they just keep collecting, and she gave me the bag of keys, so I put that one there. And then there's the lock here, and this piece I had gotten, it's a bottle cap. It's one of those, I don't know if it's Recollections, or I'm not sure which one. I don't think it's an Art Cake, but that one is there. This might be actually from the Walmart Create, when they had all theirs out. And then this is one of Julie's charms. It's the Eiffel Tower, and one of her porcelain roses I put there. And then this piece here is it's a flat filigree piece, and I stamped on a clock onto corkboard, and I glued that on, and then I glued a butterfly that I had in my stash there. And then if you go over here, and I'm going to have to back the camera out, this bottom corner, I had these ballerinas in my stash, and actually the ballerina was the ones that her hand was holding where you put the candle in. So I kind of cut that off, and I painted her purple so it would go with the theme. And then I put one of Julie's flowers. I picked it apart because I like to pick everything apart. I don't know why. and I put one of her violin charms in there. There's this slideshow, the disc there, that's a wooden one. There's the N here. I forgot to show you. Oh, we didn't get that far because there's the P. But anyways, there's a flat back pearl in here, a huge one from Julie's shop. This key is from Julie's shop. I think these keys are so cool. And then these are the roses, the rolled lace roses from her shop, and I put them down there just to make it kind of look soft a little. This is a charm from her shop. It's the camera charm. And then this porcelain rose there again. And then here I just put this. I had this piece in my shop. Now I'm getting tongue-tied. This piece in my stash, and this is from Julie's shop. And it is a charm. I just cut the charm piece off. And then the next box up here that has the P in it, because it goes P, U, I don't know why I did this, N, and then K. But there's 3 bullets back here, and it has, these are flowers from Julie's shop, and they're kind of holding the flowers. Another flower from Julie's shop, and some silk leaves off of that. And then this bauble is from Julie's shop also. And then the next piece, there's an actual tiny little hook in here. And I have, this is the charm from Julie's shop. It's a little bird cage. So I have it hanging off of there. I made a nest with some moss. And I stuck a bird in there. And these pearls, again, are the pearls that I showed you from Julie's shop. And then you see the U in there. So, and then this is one of my favorite corners. Well, let me show you these 2 last little ones here. Here I put a wooden fence behind here, and I had this bicycle in my stash, and I made a little guy here out of resin, and this is one of her charms. It's actually two wings connected together, and I broke them apart because I only wanted one. This is a paper flower from Julie's shop also. And I meant that this is from Julie's shop. And I can actually show you the charm. It's actually like this. It looks like that. And I just clip this off, and then I clip it between here. And I use just one piece of it. So anyways, this is like, I was going to sit down and watch a video on how to make tiny little books, but for the sake of time, I'm like, okay, what else can I do to make a book out of? So what I did was I took 2 different size dominoes, and I just wrapped the paper around them. And actually, this one says Steampunk Volume 1, and this has a whole bunch of little buttons on it. And I did write in gold buttons here, but you can barely see it. And then this I had gotten from a swap I was in with Rebecca. She is I Am Mama 24. And it's a bead, and it looked like a vase to me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. I'm going to use that and put roses in it and use it as a vase. And if you can see that, isn't that adorable? I just love that. So then we get back to the last box, and this is the exciting box. For me anyways, I absolutely adore this box. This is a little tiny top hat that I made. I had a really hard time. This was my last box, and I had a really hard time figuring out what I was going to put in the last box. Because if you see, it's kind of angled here, so it's hard to fit anything big, you know, straight up and down. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what can I do there? I need something that's going to be long to make it look, you know, semi-normal. So I decided, well, you know what? I think I'll make a little top hat because, you know, I mean, I have the stamped hat up there, but I needed another box that looks steampunk. So I did. I hand drew the hat shape, or, you know, to around the hat on the back of the paper, and then I made the hat, and then I decorated the hat. I have a brown feather here. I have a fleur-de-lis and some gears, metal gears here, and a key there, and I have some black paper flowers from Julie's shop. And this piece here is just a piece of wood. It's just a square little piece of wood I had in my stash, and I decoupaged some napkin that I thought looked kind of steampunky. on there. And I have a chain running from the hat down, and it's kind of down there. And then these wooden glasses I had in my stash. And it's just so super cute. I'm gonna come up here and show you. And there's the K. So it says Steampunk all the way around. So that is my Steampunk shadow box. And let me zoom out here so you can see it. I have still pictures, so I will show it. That I will put the still pictures at the end. So I really appreciate you all watching, and I'll see you soon.